What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur's Dilemma. My name is Tobe Ezeife, and I'm your host. And I'm super excited with the guest I have for you guys today. But before we get into that, if this is your first time on this channel, where you been? On this channel, we have one-on-one chats with entrepreneurs from different parts of the world in different business niches, educating people on their experiences, sharing their challenges and mistakes, and also offering tips and guidance for new and upcoming entrepreneurs. So hit that subscribe button to get notified every single time we release a video on this channel. Now, if you're a returning subscriber, really glad to see you here. Let's get straight to the video. I have today a guest, Megan. Now, I'll tell you a story about Megan. Megan is a part of a mastermind that I joined as part of a self-development coaching that I was doing. And I remember when I first heard her story, it completely blew me away. And I'm really excited to have her here. I don't know, it was not coincidence. Trust me, I don't know how we wore black today. I didn't tell her nothing. But anyways, I hope you're keeping well.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much for having me on this show. I'm glad we got the black memo.
Yeah, tell me about it. Anyways, thank you so much again for coming on this show. I really appreciate it. But I want us to start with a little bit about you. I want you to tell us a little bit about your journey as an entrepreneur, or maybe you could start us off from when entrepreneurship started for you.
Oh my goodness, how much time do we have?
Oh God, don't worry. I have a timer next to me.
This conversation could take hours. Okay, so thank you so much for having me on, Tobe. It's quite an honor. I was actually shocked that you asked me to come talk, but it's amazing. I'm here and so excited. So my name is Megan, and I am originally from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. And we came to the States when I think I was 14, and now I'm 35 this year. So I've been here for a really long time.
You don't look it one bit.
Thank you. It's good skincare. And I'm desperately holding on to my accent because it keeps wanting to go. But anyway, when did I want to become an entrepreneur? Honestly, I feel like I was born an entrepreneur because of my parents. My mom and my dad have always worked for themselves. Even while they were working for somebody, they always had side projects, and then they eventually became their own business owners. And my mom, she had a massive factory where she had a bunch of tailors making garments and outfits and workout clothes and dresses and all sorts of things and children's wear. And she had 2 shops. So I was always around people that worked for themselves because of my parents. And my dad had his own industrial business. I don't know what he did there, had no interest to me. All I saw was fabrics because I wanted to create outfits for my dolls and Barbies. So it was just like, really, it was implanted in me from a very young age. And to me, it's almost like it was like a seed that said, you can always work for yourself as long as you have that dream within you and you can go for it. Because my parents taught me, work hard for the things you want and go after them. Don't ever settle for anything less. And as a grown-up, I now appreciate that because as a mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom too. I have a 3-year-old and I'm teaching her that. And I'm teaching her what I've learned as far as mindset, which we'll get into later on. Okay. But that's where it started. It started from a very young age. And I always wanted to work for myself, but I didn't know what I would be doing. So fast forward to when I came to the States and I got my first job and I loved it, but I hated it at the same time because it's someone telling me when to get up, someone telling me when to clock in, when to clock out, how much I got paid, when to be there, how many days I got off. I couldn't take the days I wanted to get off. And I was like, oh, this is entrapment. I hated it, but I loved getting paid. And I kept saying to myself, I said, you need to work for yourself. You need to find something that you love to do and just go after it. So needless to say, I started and tried and have done, I feel like, everything on this planet because I feel like you have to try a bunch of things to find the thing that you're really into. So I think I've tried about 15 to 17 types of businesses, and it was really hard being an entrepreneur is hard.
Wait, did you say you've tried 15 to 17 types of businesses?
Yes.
Wow.
Different companies, different
Okay.
things. There was a lot of network marketing because network marketing is really, really brilliant. It's literally multiple streams of income built into one
Yeah.
business model, which is amazing. But the thing is, people are involved.
Yeah.
So it's not just based on my effort, it's based on me being a leader
Hmm.
and teaching others to do the same. And it was so difficult. I was like, I don't understand, because some people really want to do it and some people don't, and then you got to drag them and babysit them, and it's
Hmm.
just, it was so stressful. And then I kept trying to find things to do on my own, and it just they turned out to be scams, because like now on Facebook and Instagram you see, hey, join this program, and then 2 months from now you can drive a Lamborghini and buy a mansion. Like what's the behind the scenes work that you have to do?
I totally understand. I totally understand.
Yeah, so I kept chasing shiny objects. That's why I tried so many things in a short period of time. I just kept trying to find the thing that clicked with me, and I only recently found it, like last year.
Yeah, I know about that, and I would like to get into that story of how you found that. Well, I want to just like I know that you've talked about when it all started for you. Um, do you reckon it was something that it was an event that happened that just made you realize that, okay, this is what I want to be. I want to be able to work for myself, or it was just that constant, you seeing your parents, working hard for those things that they wanted, that just instilled that idea in you to just always go out for the things you want?
They definitely influenced my behavior for sure. My last job was, I think, about, I don't know, 7 years ago now, maybe 8. And I loved it. I used to work for this retail company, and I finally got the position that I wanted, which was designing, well, not designing, well, dressing mannequins and designing windows and being creative and not being around people, because I loved that, just being locked in a window and designing and doing stuff. I loved it because it took me back to my mom's influence of creating garments and doing the windows, doing the shops and all that stuff. So I loved it. The thing I didn't love was the environment and some of the people, because they were so negative, and it's always like moaning and groaning. And people are just so negative and complaining all the time. And it was just, and then also with the vacation time and being here at a certain time, and it was just so constricting, because I'm very right brain. I'm very creative. I'm very like easy breezy, follow my intuition kind of person. And it was too restricting. I said, I got to find something where I can just be me, because I can't be me like this. I just felt stuck and trapped and like in a box. I don't know how else to explain it. So
Yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally understand where you're coming from. I'm just wondering now. So, how long have you been an entrepreneur? How long have you been working for yourself?
I want to say successfully.
No, I don't want you to start from the successful part. Just tell me when you started. How long has it been?
Be an entrepreneur and earn nothing, and be a successful
Exactly. From
entrepreneur.
that beginnings, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Officially, I want to say, I don't know, like late 20s. So maybe like 5, 6 years ago, like really, really doing it full time. I want to say like 6 years ago,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. Wow. Wow. And I just want to, I know you've, talked about, how this all started. I know also that you've 6 years now, that's a lot of experience. And I'm sure that there's a lot of things that you probably have learned from your parents. Can you tell me, like, for example, some of the biggest mistakes that you made early on? I know you talked about going after the shiny things, and you might actually just touch on that again, what that means and why that is a mistake. But can you tell me a little bit more about the mistakes, the big mistakes that you made early on when you started your journey?
So shiny objects was my biggest problem,
Okay.
because I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, you're desperately searching for something that works, a system that works, somebody that can teach you to get to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the shiny object syndrome comes from. It's like, okay, let's try this because they sound like they know what they're talking about. Okay, let's try this. They sound like they know what they're talking about. Oh, let's try this one. This one looks
Mm.
better. They can make more money quicker. And I was just going after the wrong thing. In my mind, I was like, what can make me money quick? But that's wrong.
Mm.
It was totally wrong. And I think that was my biggest mistake, because now that I've learned what I know now, it's about service. It's about helping others
Mm.
and helping them grow and change. And it's not about getting stuff. It's about giving stuff.
Mm.
So I think that was where I went wrong. And it took me down this horrible path. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was somebody I was following and throwing all my money at this person because they were showing me by what they were doing that they knew what they were talking about. But when I tried to do what they were talking about, it wasn't working because there were so many steps that weren't shown or explained
Exactly.
or understood. So I just kept forking out money trying to figure it out, and it wasn't working. I tried drop shipping, I think, for at least a year, and it wasn't working because there were so many steps that weren't shown. I didn't understand what the hell I was doing. And I just kept thinking, if I just keep spending the money to learn this and learn that and take this course and that course, and it would magically happen. It didn't happen because I was following the wrong people for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Like, the reason was totally off and totally wrong, especially for my character. My passion and purpose since I was little is to help people. And I never knew how I would until this past last year. And I was it was like that little voice inside that kept saying, you need to help people. You need to help people. And I kept saying, well, if I can't help myself, how am I going to help somebody else? And I was following the wrong people. And those people weren't trying to help people. They were just trying to get money from others. And I was like, oh, Lord, now I see where I went wrong.
I see.
Thank God I've seen the light.
I see. I think for me, I can actually relate to that very well because I have just been an entrepreneur for about 4 years, even though I still have my 9 to 5 job that I do. But when I first started, it was shiny objects. It was always shiny objects. The goal was just to find money and look at what other people are doing to find money. And it's interesting that you mentioned drop shipping because I also started something similar to that. I actually started an Amazon business, which was successful for a period of time. But for me, when I started, there were a lot of steps that were not highlighted. I had to throw in so much money to know those different steps that were not highlighted. And it kind of made it look like, it was this not easy, but it was this very feasible thing, that didn't require so much effort. But at the end of the day, it did require a lot of effort, a lot of mistakes, a lot of money thrown. And at some point, you just start to ask yourself, you know what?
I know.
So I totally get that.
Ads. That's not including ads.
Exactly.
So now you have to run your own ads, and that costs money.
Exactly.
It's too much.
So when was that point where you found out that, okay, no more shiny object chasing? Let me start following my purpose, which is to help people. When was that point where you decided that, that this is what I need to do?
I don't even know. I think I did ClickFunnels. I think that was the last shiny object because I love Russell Brunson so much. I love his energy. And because I was trying to do drop shipping, I just kind of got led into ClickFunnels and wanting to do my own baby store because I had a baby and I could use her as a model. And I actually got a few sales from that, but it costed me so much money that I wasn't even making any money. And I said, this is it. I can't do this. This is obviously not meant for me. I don't have the left brain for this, and it's not interesting, and money doesn't motivate me, which it sounds really weird, but I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by helping other people. So if I can help someone and make them smile and encourage them and inspire them, that's what brings me joy. So I was like, there has to be something that could do that for me. And right now in my office, this used to be one of our Airbnb guest rooms. And this guest came and she had this magical lipstick on that didn't come off. And she was like, look at this lipstick. And she did this. And I was like, what is that? I need them all. So we became friends and I joined that company that sold those products. And I was so happy. I was so happy because now I could help people.
Mm,
I could really, really help them and bring a smile to their face. I could have parties with them. I could have them over and we can play together and have
mm,
wine. And it was so much fun. But then I realized, I think about a year into it, not even a year, it must have been like 8 months into it. I said to myself, I said, this is fantastic. I'm helping people, but it's not at the level I want to truly help people. It was almost like a superficial thing. Like I can give you makeup and you can look pretty and your husband can notice you and all these other things and you can have magical skincare and lipstick, but I can't give you the lipstick and say, hey, Betty, go put this on and then, oh, by the way, go change your mindset and get over your fears and go be the best you can be and live your best life. You can't do that. So I realized, I was like, oh, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And it kind of made me sad because I had built this incredible business and sales were just coming and coming and coming. And I was getting recognition from the company and making all this money and having all this fun. And people were just coming out of nowhere, just following me. And it wasn't enough. It's so strange. It wasn't enough because I wasn't helping them how I wanted to help them, because I was getting messages saying that, I love your products, but they're too expensive. I don't have enough money. I put the lipstick on, but I still feel not as confident as I can be. I love the skincare, but it doesn't make me feel as good inside as the outside. I was like, oh, there's a deeper problem. There's a deeper problem. So I don't know how far you want to get into that journey.
Please keep going, keep going. But I just wanted to cut in there for a bit, but I'll let you finish first. Just finish up first.
Yeah, so it just led me down a different path. Like literally, I don't even know how to explain it. I just got to a point where I wanted to do more and be more for people. So I decided to kind of change directions and go a different way and follow that quiet voice within me, even though I was absolutely terrified to stop this skincare cosmetic business because I loved it so much. But I knew that this is where I'm supposed to be, even though it was going to cost so much and cost a lot of my time, and I had to learn more and get over myself and get over my fears. But I had to do it. And we all have that voice telling us inside, like, this is where you're supposed to be. But the thing is, are you brave enough to follow it? That's the thing. Like, are you brave enough? Are you strong enough to go stand on your own 2 feet and do something that most people in society were like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you leaving this really great business to go try something new that you have no idea of what you're doing? So it was really scary.
Well,
but absolutely worth it.
I love that. So I just want to give a backstory on Megan and how I know her. So, probably you've heard my story before. If you haven't, just go watch the previous videos that I have recorded. But I started my entrepreneurship journey, and I realized that I didn't have enough within me to execute the things that I wanted to do. And people had always been saying, get a mentor, get someone that can show you the ropes. And, I looked around in my city, and I was looking out for mentors that would help me. And I found this really successful mentor, and she's kind of like I wouldn't say descendant, but she's part of a Bob Proctor program, and she's such an amazing person. So I got part of her mentorship program, and that is how I met Megan. And this is literally how I met Megan. We were at a call, and we would usually have this mastermind calls, and we were at a call, and there was this girl that had this interesting hairstyle. When you get on the Zoom call and you just want to see who's there, and I was swiping through the people. I just saw this person with this interesting hairstyle, and then she got to talk, and she was talking about all the success she was having, in her business. And I was like, what? Do you know when you're in a classroom and they're teaching you the same thing, but there's someone doing way better than you, and you're like, what is going on? And I was like, okay, who is this lady? Who is this Megan? And I just wanted to know who she was so I could understand what was working for her. So I realized that she had been in that mentorship program for longer than I have, so I wanted to get to know her. And I'm telling you guys, Megan, anytime she enters the room, she literally just takes the floor. Like, every atmosphere she's in, it's always positive. And that's one thing I love about her. And that's why I wanted her to be here. So I'm really excited to be here, to be talking to her. Literally, I talk to her almost every week, but I'm really, really excited to be talking to her. And I call her the lady from Frozen because she made me watch Frozen, and the hair. What's her name? Princess.
Elsa.
Princess Elsa. So that's the backstory of how I know Megan. But what I want to talk to you guys about, and what I want Megan to talk to us about, is that shift that she made. And now Megan has decided to start up her own business working with Bob Proctor himself, guys. Bob Proctor himself. This guy is a legend. This is someone that I literally have photos and books of everywhere in my house, you know? So Megan has a one-on-one, engagement with Bob Proctor, and she's using this as a platform to help people. And I have never been prouder, if that's actually a word, of the kind of person that she's becoming. So Megan, what I want you to just touch on now, because this is one area that I wanted us to just talk about, and it's just that awareness that you had, within yourself, to know that, okay, there's more that I can offer. So when you first started your entrepreneurship journey, I'm sure it was just, like you said, shiny object, and then you got into the cosmetic space. You were happy, but something within you told you that there was more. Do you think it was because of the awareness of yourself, the more awareness and the more discovery of the power you had within you, that made you realize that there was more you could offer? I just want to understand how you knew that there was more you could offer.
Yeah, so interesting. I have to backtrack because
go on.
I realized in those other businesses, I was holding myself back. I didn't know how I was holding myself back, but I knew it instinctively, because like a lot of entrepreneurs, you join this company, you get all hype about it, you tell your friends about it. Some of them join, some of them don't. Then you go to conferences and they hype you up some more. And then you go home with all these like really big goals. But then when you get home, it's like the fire starts going out and you just are in the same place making no money. And it's so frustrating because you have people in the company that are doing hundreds of thousands of dollars and recruiting people like nobody's business. And then you feel so confused and frustrated with yourself, and like confused, like how come they can and I can't? So that's where I spent a lot of my adult life, was in frustration and confusion, because it's so interesting how like somebody can look at you and say, oh my goodness, Megan, you're so amazing. You're so confident. You're so this, you're so that. You can do anything. I believe in you. But then in yourself, you are like, I'm not confident. I'm not what they're saying. I am like a small little invisible person, and I don't make a lot of money. I'm broke. I don't know where I'm going in my life. I don't think I have a purpose. But then they see like the polar opposite of you. So there was so much confusion in my little head. And it led me down this journey of me stumbling across the movie The Secret. And that's where I found Bob. And I was like, who is this man? He understands me. I don't know what anybody else was saying except Bob. Like it's like when he was talking directly to me. And it's almost like he understood where I was in that moment. And I just kept following him for like 6 years. I would watch all the YouTube videos. Anybody else do that? Still do that? I watched all the videos because in my head, I said, if I keep watching them, I will change my life on my own and figure this all out and become wealthy and have whatever I want in life. But that's not true. And I was so frustrated because I never realized in those 6 years that you actually need to have someone hold your hand and mentor you through the information and apply it to your life. So all I was doing while I was watching those videos is just gathering information. But at the same time, I had this bucket of questions where the bucket was like overflowing with questions like, what's a paradigm? What is frequency? What the hell is a vibration? What is he even talking about when he says self-image? What is this man talking about? But then I would watch all the videos. I was like, eventually I'll understand, but I never understood. So I started fast forward, I started my skincare business and I joined it, I think May of 2019. And from May to, I think October, like end of October, I sold nothing, $0. And yet I was doing all the work. I was doing Facebook Lives. I was talking to people, reaching out, messaging, following up, talking to people about it, trying to sell online, and I sold nothing. I had my first sale in October, and it was, I think, $100. And I was like, that's it. I quit. I can't do this. I'm doing everything. And my mom was like, you can't quit. This is like the 15th business. You can't quit. Keep trying. I was like, but it's not working. And I would go home to my parents and lie that I actually had sales, but my mom knew that I was lying. She was just trying to be encouraging. But I was so frustrated and so sad. I mean, some nights I actually cried myself to sleep because I was like, I don't understand what's wrong. I'm doing all the things, but nothing is working. And so I decided to have a Facebook party in November and did like $300 in sales. December, I did a little bit more. January, didn't do much. I think I did $100. February, I didn't do anything. And that's when I found our mentor.
Our mentor.
It was end of February. And the day I met her, actually the day before I met her, I just got so fed up, Tobe. Like you just get to a point where you're just so frustrated and like you've had it. And you're just sick and tired of going in circles and chasing that and chasing this, that I just decided in that moment, I said, enough's enough. Something has to change. I need change. I don't know what that is, but something is broken inside and I need to fix it. So I reached out to a friend. His name is Lloyd. And he and I did Paradigm Shift seminar like 5 years ago. And I noticed it on that day that he was doing really, really well on Facebook. And I just reached out and I said, hey, what changed for you? You're successful. I am not. I don't know what happened. What happened for you? And he told us about our mentor. So the next day she called me. She didn't even say a word. I just said hi. And it was like inside of me, I was bursting with joy because I felt in that moment, she's the one that's going to help me. So I don't remember what she said to me, but I had already decided that she was going to help me. And I moved mountains for her to coach me, which I'm so glad I did. So I joined her end of February and March, May, and June, those 3 months, it's crazy to say out loud, I did $18,000 in sales in 2.5 months because March, I didn't do much selling. I did more studying than selling.
What the hell?
Imagine, like somebody who couldn't sell $300 in a month is now doing $18K in 2.5 months. And that was also hitting my stretch goal. And she was like, why don't you go for more? I was like, oh, I never thought I could. So I was like, my stretch goal was going for 24,000 because that's like the next sales goal in our company. And I just missed it by a little bit. But in my mind, I didn't care that I missed it. All I cared about was, wow, what the hell happened? How is this possible? Someone that struggled for so long and has been in so much frustration and confusion for so long. Why is there so much success in a short period of time? I mean, $18,000 is what I used to earn in 12 months from a job working part-time. And here I am doing it in eight-ish weeks. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized the power of our minds, the power of what's inside and not what's going on outside. And let me remind you, this is me selling this amount of money in a pandemic. This is right when the pandemic hit.
Wow.
Right when it hit. And everyone was freaking out, including me, because my main income was Airbnb. And now, like, all our bookings disappeared. We have no money coming in. All I had was a skincare business. And I said, well, I guess now it's time to give all my energy to this shit. Otherwise, we're going to be homeless. And thank God I decided that. And thank God I had the information to back it up and build what's inside. And it just like took off like a rocket. And people were coming to me like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I didn't know how to explain it. Wow. But now I know how to explain it.
Wow. And I know it seems I know it seems very kind of difficult. It might seem difficult for many people to understand how that change happened, although I do understand to some extent. But can you just touch on just a few things? I know you've mentioned something about paradigms and you talked about self-image and vibrations. Okay, what do you think were the things that really changed for you in those 3 months when you met our mentor? And what was the thing? Because you had being consuming the knowledge from, Bob Proctor, but you mentioned about it was just filling up in the bucket and you couldn't really ask questions or investigate further of what you had. Was this like, okay, here's my bucket, answer my questions, or it was just
Here you go.
it was just like someone just helping you through the ropes? Or can you just explain further what happened in those 3 months?
Oh my goodness. I can't even tell you how many questions I had. But I didn't care about them. It's almost like I threw the bucket away and I just started off with a blank slate. And I told her, I said, I don't know anything. Teach me, because her results were something I wanted. What she was doing in her business, I was like, I want what you want. So just tell me. I don't know anything. Clearly, I'm struggling. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. My business is failing. It hasn't even really started. I don't even know. Like, just help me. So I cleared my mind. I didn't have any expectation. I actually told her on the call, I said, I'm broken. There's nothing you can do to fix me. And so I need help. She was like, you're not broken. And I said, you don't understand. Like, I've struggled for so long. Like, there's something's broken. She's like, no. And so I just started studying, and it was the lesson that was strictly on me, which is lesson 6, self-image. And I realized it was me. It was all me the whole time. The whole time I was struggling, it was all because of me, how I felt about me, how I truly feel about me. So how I used to feel, to be honest and transparent, is I had low confidence, low self-esteem, meaning I had a low opinion of myself. I didn't feel like I could. Even on the outside, I pretended to be confident, pretended to know. Inside, I didn't know. Inside, I was like a small little scared child. As a child, I never spoke to grown-ups. I was really, really shy. And it's almost like now as an adult, I'm making up for lost time, and I talk a lot now because I never spoke my whole childhood. But I was very, very shy, and I wouldn't even open my mouth to talk on the phone. My parents used to force me to talk. I was just so scared of everything. So that just carried into adulthood and into my businesses. And I was just sad, and I didn't feel like I was worthy of success. I didn't feel like I deserved to be successful, because we make up these stories like, I'm an immigrant, I don't speak English, I don't do this, I don't have connections, I don't know the right people, I don't have enough money, I don't know this, I don't know that. Money is dirty, money is filthy, money is the root of all evil. And if you're a Christian, it's like a whole other thing, because
tell me about it. I know.
Yeah, you've been like brainwashed in church to think all sorts of things about money and success and rich people. So then you have all that to deal with. And it was almost like I had to uncover, like an onion, all the layers of negativity and foolish beliefs. And once I stripped all that away, and I asked myself, I said, well, who is Megan? Who does God say that Megan is? And I realized that I'm perfect. It was just my environment, people around me, teachers that told me in school that I was stupid. They told me I couldn't comprehend. So now as an adult, I feel like I can't comprehend and have to read things 10 times to understand. So all those beliefs and little conversations that I would have mentally by myself, and teachers and people around me, they just labeled me, and I just carried it with me. And once I just stripped it all away and I realized who I truly was, I just took off.
Wow.
So it was all inside work. It wasn't nothing on the outside. On the outside, nothing changed. It was the inside. I just realized who I was. But you need a mentor to go through that process. You can't do it on your own. I don't believe you can. It's so difficult. I mean, change is hard. People resist change.
Yeah.
You don't want it. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, if change was easy, everybody would do it and everybody would be successful. But that's not how it is. That's true.
Oh, I remember myself as well, because I remember the first time I met our mentor, and it was at an event. And, when I heard her talk, I was like, I need to know who this person is. But the money to join her program wasn't something I had literally paid for anything. I had not paid that kind of money to a person saying, hey, teach me stuff, so it was a bit scary. It was a bit uncomfortable. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay on the sidelines a bit. I'm going to go to I'm going to go to her seminars more. I'm going to check out some of the materials that she's talked about. I was even taking photos of her slides and all that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Just so I can, maybe something could happen, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I talked to her one time and she said, listen, she told me something that really changed my perspective. She asked me, what kind of person do you want to be, when you've achieved all the goals that you want? What kind of money do you want to earn when you've achieved all the goals you want? What kind of life do you like to live? And then ask that person, would that person invest on improving himself for this amount? Do you understand? So thinking from that person down, I was like, okay, yes, get me started. Yeah. Get me started, because I was thinking from a broke mindset. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't thinking from the kind of person I wanted to be, and that totally changed my perspective. And I was really happy when I joined her program. I mean, it changed a lot. I know the thing you're talking about with the self-image. It is powerful, guys. I wouldn't lie to you guys. I wish I could go into bigger detail and tell you exactly what self-image is, but there's something I'll be sharing later on. So let's stick around. I'm going to be sharing you some interesting news later on. So I just want to follow up to my next question for you, and it's just more about your lifestyle. I know you mentioned about the way you were as an entrepreneur before, always chasing shiny object, and now you found something that was good. And now that you're on a new plane, you're now on a new level. What has changed as regards to your lifestyle? Are you reading more? Have you cut off some certain behaviors and habits? What are the things that are helping you right now to stay on this vibration, if I choose that word, that you're currently on?
Basically, my whole life has changed. I mean, everything. I wasn't disciplined before. Like I said, I'm very right brain, very free spirit kind of a thing. But now I have a routine for myself where I get up and study our mindset work, and I journal a lot. Like you people, writing causes thinking. Just write.
That's true stuff. True stuff right there, guys.
Yeah, writing causes such deep thinking. I mean, you could just write a question at the top of the page and just start writing, and the answer will come to you. I mean, our minds are so powerful. They are the most magnificent biocomputer on the entire planet, and we're giving them for free, and we don't take advantage of them. So I study a lot. I study, I don't even have my book. I study Think and Grow Rich a lot. Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich. I read that book, especially on self-image, because it's so powerful. I read the Bible every single day. I just try to follow the quiet inner voice within me every single day, because our intuition will never, ever, 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 ever lead us wrong. And especially if you're in business, you need to know the way. But how are you going to know it when you've never been that way? And that's where your intuition comes in. So when you're sitting and studying and meditating and you're just quiet in the morning, that's where you get guidance from. I don't try to figure out strategies. I'm not a strategy type of person. I know people ask me that all the time, like, well, what's your strategy? I don't have one. That's my strategy. My strategy is just to follow the inner GPS within us to where I need to be. So for instance, when I'm doing my gratitude journal, I'll just get an idea, do a live on this. And in that moment, no matter what I look like, no matter where I am, what I'm dressed like, I just hop on and start talking about that idea. And then I'll get messages saying, oh my gosh, that was so helpful. That's what I needed to hear today. Or I'll get sales from it. But it's a matter of taking action when you get those ideas, because we all get ideas every day. Every single day we get ideas. But are you taking action on them? Probably not.
This is where the secret comes in, because I remember I watched, no, I didn't watch the movie. I read the book, The Secret, and it talks about this law of attraction where you attract things to yourself. And I suppose if you stay on a particular vibration, if I should use that word, you tend to attract the things that are on that vibration. So it's very important that you stay on the right vibration and then you attract the right things that will help you with
Absolutely.
whatever you want. So, but if you're on the wrong vibration, you're getting the wrong ideas. So what I'm getting from you right now is that you're working so hard to stay on the right vibration, and then the ideas come to you because you're on that right vibration. The ideas come to you, and then you execute on those ideas. Is that
Yep.
right?
I mean, you don't have to work hard to get on that vibration. You just choose. It's almost like you just relax.
Okay.
Relax. Like we're always so bound up and stressed about bills and family and husbands and wives and houses and things. Like we don't
The
take time.
normal.
Yeah, like life. We don't
Life,
ever
exactly.
take time. Yeah, we don't take time to just relax. Like just sit in front of a window and watch the birds. How
Hmm.
often do we do that?
I haven't done that in like years.
Yeah, I do it every day. So I sit here and I watch the birds. I watch the birds mainly for one reason. It says in the Bible that God takes care of the birds. How much more will He take care of you? You
Hmm.
are His child. So when I watch the birds flying like they are right now, I'm reminded of that. He's got me. He's directing me and leading me every day. Because when you lean on yourself and your own understanding, it's stressful. Because then you
Sorry.
feel like you have to know everything, do everything. Everything is on you.
Hmm.
But when you just ask and you shall receive, it says it in the Bible, He will lead you, He will guide you. So I don't try to be on the right vibration, if that makes sense. I
Hmm.
just allow myself to relax, and then ideas come to me of what to do for the day or for the week, or to reach out to somebody, just check on somebody. It's you don't know where your ideas will lead you.
Hmm.
But if you don't ever take action on them, you'll never know where they could lead you.
Hmm.
So that's what I do every day. I don't ever have a plan.
And guys, I know she's saying this very casually, but trust
I
me,
really
I'm telling
don't.
you, this is Megan.
Toby knows.
This is how she is, and she makes ridiculous results every time. You need to listen. Like I think you have a story of there's this story that you were going on with your whole family about, I think it was when you moved to the States.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
we
got
still have it going on. We just have a group now. It's
yeah, it's
crazy.
such an
Yeah.
inspiring story, and I really like the idea of just when the ideas come into mind, just executing on them. I have tried this sometimes I get overwhelmed with ideas. I'm like, how on earth can I execute all these ideas as
It's a great
you just
problem.
come in one at a time.
Yeah. So,
But Megan is someone that I always go to when it comes to any problems I have or any questions I have. I always come to her, and there are a lot of people that look up to her. Like she leads our mastermind now. Like I go to her every time to complain about. I'm sure she's tired of hearing all my complaints, but she's always calm. I'm telling you, this is fact. She's always calm. She always has the answers, and it's not like I don't know the answer, but she reminds me, this is the answer, and you know it. So I'm just saying it, guys, because I know she seems very calm, but she is telling you what she does, and it's no jokes. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump into the next question now because I'm just worried for time. All right, so I think this is quite a general question that I usually ask people here, and it's just, what does entrepreneurship mean to you?
freedom.
Wow,
That's it.
freedom.
I get to get up when I want, do what I want, have the business I want, make the amount of money I want, and then pass it down to my children.
Hmm. Jeez, that's the simplest definition. That's even shorter than the dictionary.
Yeah. Like honestly, when you work for yourself, it's freedom.
Hmm.
It's freedom. But the thing is, the key is what I've learned is the mindset to back it up. Anybody can be an entrepreneur, but do you have the mindset to back it up? Not just strategy.
Talk to me more about that.
Mindset's everything, how you think. Because you and I could be in the same business, right? And if I'm studying and learning more about my mind and how it works and how I can attract people to me without doing work, and you are doing all the work and you're running around and you're going in circles and you're chasing your tail and you're following up and you're doing this and you're doing that, and I'm just sitting here patient waiting for ideas at the right time, and I just boom take one step with the right idea and I make all this money and you're still this is not working. That's where mindset comes in.
Wow,
It's
guys, you
working
heard it.
from it's working from inside and not outside. Because I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they're always looking for the next hottest strategy. What's the next hottest thing? What's the next platform? How can I do Facebook ads better? How can I, like, it's so exhausting. That's another like shiny object syndrome. It's just strategy, strategy that. I don't worry about that. I don't, because if you're getting guidance from within and you following your heart and your dreams, then that's the only guidance you need. That's it. You
Cool.
have to learn that.
Cool. So now I wanna just touch on some of the issues that many entrepreneurs, even myself, go through every day in our business, and it's around rejections, disappointments in business. Okay, I suppose, like, you've had so many businesses, and I'm sure you've been able to handle rejections as you've progressed. So, can you just tell us, right now in your business, I know at this level you are, like, I'm sure you're just like dead off your shoulder kind of thing. But like, can you tell us how you handle rejections and disappointments in business?
Oh, some days great. Some days great.
I like the honesty.
I'm a human being. I have emotions. No, honestly, it just depends what the objection is. And it comes back to mindset. So I know in my business, so now I'm a mentor, a coach. So I help people do what I did with their mindset. And I know when people are throwing objections at me, they're coming from a place of fear. They're not coming from a place of that other person that's achieved their goals. They're just thinking of what's going on right now with me. Right now, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Right now, I'm scared. Right now, there's a virus going on. Right now, I don't know how I'm going to pay my next bill. All these fears are controlling how they make decisions. So if they just stood out of that just for 1 second and could see the possibility of where they could be a year from now, just shifting a few things within themselves, then they would make better decisions. That's where objections come from. They come from a place of fear. Like you're just so scared to step outside of your comfort zone that you just say no to everything. It doesn't even matter what it is. No, I don't want it. But then within themselves, they're like, well, maybe I could. But they're not brave enough to actually stand on that and make the decision. So that's where objections come from, I feel like. It's just a place of fear. But
and I suppose knowing the source of it makes you handle it better.
Absolutely. Because you can talk them through it. We have
Okay.
Bob Proctor teaches us the path to agreement. So it's helping people get to where they want to be. So all I'm doing is just holding their hand to get to where they want to be. I don't convince them to buy anything. I don't convince them or manipulate them. I just ask them, what do you want out of life? What do you want? What do you want to do with all your time? Like, if money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing? What do you love doing? And then they tell me, and I ask them, like, what's holding you back? And they'll tell me. And then we just walk along this path and we get them to the end. That's what I do. So knowing that they're coming from a place of fear, I can handle objections better. I might not do it perfectly every single time, but I'm learning that. And I'm not upset or mad about the objections. It's almost like an indicator of which direction we should go in the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't let it control me. I don't let it upset me like I used to. When I used to get rejected, I'm like, oh my God, I'm the worst ever. I'm such a poor salesman. Woe is me. It's not like that anymore because I didn't understand. I understand now.
All right. So, guys, I had something to share with you, and it's just about Megan and what she's doing now. So, like I said, I met Megan as part of a mastermind with someone that was working with Bob Proctor, and now Megan has her own business. Guys, I need like firecrackers right now. Megan has her own business with Bob Proctor. I know it. She had been wanting to do this, and she was always saying that she had been wanting to do. So when she finally did it, I won't lie to you, I had a small tear in my eye, Megan. I was so excited. I was so excited for you because that is something that everyone can see it. That's what you are called to do. So I want you to talk to me about what does that mean for people? What does getting into this program mean for people? I know a lot of people are like like having that fear of maybe wanting to invest in something that would help them. But how does this, I know how it's helped me, and I can tell people right now how it's helped me, but I want you to tell people that are listening, people that are entrepreneurs that are struggling, how something like this could help them.
Your business would be like night and day. I'm
Sorry.
telling you, this information is so transformational. And I don't know how to say that without sounding like just genuine or like I'm hyping it up, but truly it's transformational because you're learning more about you. I don't know every business on this entire planet, but I know me and I know this information works. And I know it's worked for Tobe and it's worked for all of my friends that have done it, including my family that have done it. It just helps you realize who you truly are and what you're capable of, no matter where you are in the world, what you've been through in the past, your environment, your fears, your struggles. Like none of that matters. How much you earn, none of that matters. All that matters is what you want. And you don't allow anything in your environment to stop you. This information teaches you that. It's so it's so amazing. It's so amazing. It's literally tools that you can use for your entire life in every area of your life. You want to lose weight, it'll help you. You want to earn more money in your businesses, it'll help you. You want to recruit people every day in your business, it will help you. If you want to earn money while you sleep, it will help you. If you want to turn your annual income into a monthly income, it will help you. I've done that and I continue to do that. It's so amazing. And it almost gives you like a roadmap to discover your purpose. Because like I said, when I first started it, I thought my skincare business was it for me. But then I discovered, no, you are a coach. You are a person that loves to encourage people, motivate people, hold them by their hand and show them the change that I've experienced. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I didn't talk to people. That's just what? That's crazy. I was so shy and so scared of people. It was ridiculous. So how can I now sit on a camera and talk freely with no notes, no script, and just be myself? That's one of the greatest benefits of this information is self-confidence. You can just show up as yourself, as authentic as possible, and you don't care about what other people think. You get over a fear of rejection, fear of objections. You just are your most perfect self. And I don't think you can put a price on confidence. Can you price confidence? No. Because confidence to me affects every area of our life. If I don't feel confident, I'm not going to get up in the morning excited about the day. I'm not going to get up and set big goals for myself. I am for sure not going to do follow-ups in my business. I'm not going to do lives. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to set up strategy calls if I'm in that type of business. I'm not going to do any of that because I don't feel confident. So to me, if I just had to buy this information just for confidence, I got my money's worth right out the gate. And that's what it meant to me in the beginning was confidence, because I felt so small and so less than that I was like, there has to be more. I can't live my life struggling forever. Forever is a long time. I'm young. I'm 34. Forever? Till I'm 60? Oh, hell no. That's a long time to struggle. So I ask my clients all the time and people that follow me, I'm like, how much longer are you going to struggle for? That's what you're choosing to do. Wow. That's a long time. Long time in misery. It's not worth it. We have one life.
Yeah, I remember when I was, and this is just my experience from learning this material. I had also began my journey towards, leadership, understanding things like mindset, but it was more of on a theoretical scale. It was more just knowing, not doing. I knew a lot of knowledge, but I wasn't applying it to my life. And one thing that this information, especially with this mentor, helped me do was to show me the steps on how to apply those things to my life. And they were just simple things, simple processes, simple materials that you can can go through that can actually help you see things from a different perspective, and think of yourself more than you thought you were, and when you think of yourself more than you are, it's more of discovering who you really are, in the sense that you're elevating your purpose, you're elevating your confidence, you're elevating your persona in front of people. And that really has helped me in my business. I remember public speaking is something that I was okay at. I used to be okay at public speaking, but I would always go to a room, breathe in, breathe out, do all these exercises. I was always memorizing the line to the detail to understand and to be eloquent with people. But going through this program, it has helped me with my confidence massively. It has really helped me with my confidence. And even putting this YouTube channel out from this program, I just got the idea. Like Megan said, I just got the idea once. I was like, hey, we're doing this. And I called Megan. I was like, hey, Megan, do you want to be on the show? She was like, yes. So I'm really excited. And I know that it might mean what people want might be different for many other people. Like, our mentor says she found the love of her life, going through this program as well. So, geez, maybe that could be for me. Who knows? So, anyways. So I just want to touch, as we draw towards the end, I just want to ask about if you go back to maybe your very, very young self, and I think I already know the answer to this though, but if you go back to your very, very young self, when you just started your entrepreneurship journey and you nothing was happening, maybe in those 6 to 8 months that nothing happened, what do you know now that you would do differently then?
Yikes. Trust myself. That's what I would do.
Trust yourself in what way? Like, you were scared then that you were not?
I was terrified. And the thing is, what I did a lot back then, which I try my best not to do now, is I compared myself a lot.
To other people?
To others. In any area of life, like other girls, other people in my business, other leaders, other people's incomes, where they live, like everything. I was always comparing myself. And when you do that, one, it steals your joy. You're not happy when you do that. And you're so negative about yourself, and you tear yourself down to such a low place. And I didn't realize it. And one day I said to myself, I was like, if I keep tearing myself down, how am I going to get up? How am I going to get up? But I didn't know how to get up, because all I knew was to tear myself down, because the inner chatter was so loud. It was so loud. And it's horrible. It's so horrible.
So going back then, so if you could go back then, it would be more of just having that confidence to execute what your inner self is saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Just be yourself. Be yourself. As cliche as that sounds, you just have to be yourself, because when you are not, and you are comparing yourself and you're trying to be someone else, you're committing suicide. And you are telling yourself that you're not good enough. You're not worthy. You don't deserve to get. That's what you're doing. So I was like, whoa, I am good enough. Like, why would God create me as a mistake? He wouldn't. I'm perfect. So you have to embrace who you are. And it's so funny you bring that up, because I realized, now that I look back, when I wasn't making sales in my skincare business before I hired our mentor, I was trying to be like the big distributors. I was doing everything just like how they did it, with the same wording and the same graphics and the same this, same that people didn't know who I was. The minute I decided to hell with it, let me just be me. Let's see if that works. That's when it worked. They're like, oh, here she is. That's who she is. That's what she likes. That's how she sounds. Oh, she has an accent. Oh my God, I didn't even know she was from Africa. Like, really, be yourself, because it's so genuine and authentic, and people can feel that. People can feel, think about any multi-level marketing business. everybody is selling the same product, right? Everybody's selling the same thing with the same graphics, the same promo video. Why would they buy from you?
True.
If you are sharing the same info, why would they buy from you? You don't stand out. That's why you have to be yourself and bring your personality out and show yourself. You have to just be yourself. That's the best advice I can give anybody as an entrepreneur. That's how you stand out, because you are unique. That's it.
And I think even for me, it's something I even struggle with, being myself, because I always want to be perfect for the camera. I always want to make sure that my words are clear and all that stuff. But like, I've seen you go on lives and be like, oh God, what am I going to talk about? I swear to God. And I'll be like, what the heck is up with me? You know, and I remember one time I was actually scared to go on live because I preferred to record and then edit and post. But, you know, I think one time you challenged me, like, Tobe, you need to go on live.
I did.
Like, yeah, I'll go on live. Yeah, you need to go on live today. You know, and it brought out something different in me. Like, it made me conquer a fear that had been sitting there for so long, you know. And people got to know me. People got to hear how I sound. People got to see, like, I'm not like, you know, I could write very inspirational posts on Instagram or take this really nice selfie and all that stuff. But when they see me talk, when they see, you know, how I sound, you know, my passions and all, it's more of they're having a relationship with me, you know, online. And I think that itself is really, really powerful.
Yeah.
And that's how people can get to know the services that you provide or the products that you sell.
Absolutely. You have to just be yourself. I mean, being perfect is so unrelatable because people are watching you be perfect. And then they think to themselves, well, I can't do that. I can't be perfect. So I can't do what he's doing. So I was just myself, stuttering, sweating, tongue was fat and swollen, forgot words. I was like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm here. And people loved it because they were like, oh, she's so silly. She doesn't know what she's saying. Let's keep watching. Let's watch this train wreck. I was just myself. I still am. I don't do scripts or anything. I just talk.
Yeah.
People connect with that. Because, like, think about it. Facebook and Instagram, they're social platforms. People want to see real people. They don't want, like, this perfect person. That's not relatable. So just be yourself.
Yeah, I agree. So as we draw towards the end, now, guys, I want you guys to hear from Megan the kind of books that she's been reading, because all the books I have, and I can see them right here, half of them are recommendations from me. So Megan, do you want to share some books that you think would really help people on this journey towards this awareness, toward knowing themselves more, having that confidence?
Hold on, I'm getting them. Okay, not in any specific order, but You Squared, really good one.
I don't know that one, actually.
That's a really good one. You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Ew, what is that? This one will change your life. Psycho-Cybernetic.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? The self-image chapter. What chapter is it? Let me see. Chapter 1. There you go. First chapter. That's all you need.
Wow.
And then Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Bible, because the Bible is the greatest sales manual you will ever find. Ever. And Bob says that. And I didn't understand what he was meaning when he said that until I started reading it. I was like, oh, God talks more about money than anything else in the Bible. So it's so powerful. Those are my favorite books.
Wow.
So far.
Wow. Well, Megan, I'm really, really happy that I had this conversation with you. Trust me, I know many people on this watching this have learned, but I have learned so much listening to you. I always learn so much from listening to you. So I'm happy that you had the opportunity, or you made the time to be here. The other thing I want to just say is, just in case people want to reach you now, it's not difficult to find this lady. She's everywhere on Facebook. But just in case people want to reach you, just to get to know a little bit about you, and guys, trust me, when you go to her Facebook page, you will be blown away with the kind of content she puts out there. It's something that when you wake up in the morning and just watch, it just brightens your day. She's
Oh,
laughing, she's
thank you.
smiling, she's talking about something funny. I think one of the funniest videos was with the brace or something. Did you have? Did you have a brace? And then I mean, like, what? I was like, this guy is crazy. Like, she couldn't talk well because the words were not even coming out right.
I had my
She kept going
retainers
on live, kept talking
This
about
was a
stuff.
bad
So,
idea.
I mean, kudos to you. I don't know if I can top that, but kudos to you. So, guys, if you want to connect with Megan, I'm going to put her Facebook link on here and in the description. But Megan, is there any final words you want to share with people, how they can connect with you, or what's the best way to connect with you?
The best way is on Facebook. I live on Facebook. It's my home. You can look up Step Into Your Power. It's my private Facebook group, and I will gladly let you in and we can get to know each other. And I can show you how I help my clients go after what they want. I mean, my clients are blowing my mind right now. All the things that they're accomplishing, like manifesting dream jobs and incomes and hitting sales goals in their company when they were too scared to even talk to people. It's crazy. So I know this information works. And if you are in a place that you're just sick and tired of living the same old, now is the time to take action. Decide for yourself. I can help you. This is what I'm put on this earth to do, is serve and encourage and motivate people and inspire them to take action and go after their dreams, because like, we only have one life. How much longer are you going to keep living a mediocre life? That's no fun. There's no joy in that. There's no excitement. You're not growing, and it's just boring. And I don't know. I can't live like that. I chose not to live like that anymore. So if you are looking for help, I am here to help you. Come find me on Facebook, and I guess Toby's going to put the link where you can find me. I'll be glad to talk to you.
Before we end, I just want to say this. I just want you to just tell us this small story of how you came up with the name. I just want you to just end with that, just end with how you came up with the name for your group.
My business.
Yeah, for your business. Yes. Come on, tell us.
Yeah, literally, I was watching Frozen 2 with my 3-year-old, and I'm obsessed with Elsa. Like, white hair, hello. I'm so foolish. Anyway, serious. We were watching Frozen 2, and towards the end where she's riding on the horse towards Otta Holland, and then she sings the Show Yourself song. In those lyrics, when she finally realizes she is the fifth spirit in the whole Thing-a-Thing movie, she said, "Step into your power." I was like, yes. And then I started crying, and I was like, that's it. I just felt inside. I was like, that literally, every time she puts her foot down, I can see it in my head. I'm like, that's literally what we have to do, because we have the power inside, and we're so conditioned to look outside. And that's what she was doing in the movie, is looking outside. Well, who is the fifth spirit? And not realizing it was her. I was like, yes, step into your power. Done.
So and that's how I watch Frozen 2.
And then I told Toby to watch Frozen 2 so we could figure it out.
But that is so powerful. Anyways, I was watching it, waiting for that scene. I was like, where is this thing coming? When is this thing coming? But it was inspirational. It was really inspirational when I saw that,
Cry every time.
Well, Megan, thank you so much. You've been amazing. I'm telling you, like, you have absolutely killed it today. And I'm really, really grateful for the time you took. And I really look forward to our meeting, because we will still have our meeting. But yeah. But thank you so much, and all the best. Take care of yourself now, okay?
Thank you.
Bye guys. See you now.